And hello everybody, welcome back to BSG Online 7. I'll be your host for the next couple of games. My name's KillerChair, and with me I got the wonderful TempestMask here to play Mega Man Legends 3 The Prologue. So yeah, take it away, enjoy the run.
Hi everyone, I'm Tempest, and for those that don't know me, I've done a little bit of behind-the-scenes work for BSG before, but it wouldn't be the first time that I've done a run for them, and it's certainly not the first time that we've had Chair as my host. So it's wonderful to be back here, and hopefully I can make this run blow that last one out of the water. But with that in mind, this is Mega Man Legends 3, the Prologue 2D version, and this is a fan game made by a team of people called Get Me Off the Moon, which originally formed after the actual Mega Man Legends 3 unfortunately saw cancellation at least a decade ago from now. So this game was made in 2014. It was a crowd-funded response to recreate the 3DS, the 3DS Prologue game demo, because actually the reason it's called the Prologue is Mega Man Legends 3 was supposed to be 2 games, not 1, so it's kind of like Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes before that even happened. But I'm going to be playing the game on normal difficulty because there is a hard mode. I'm actually the very first to start the speedrunning for this, so considering the run is still very fresh, I do expect a PB, at least assuming all things go well. I'm going to quickly show off my options though fast, because there is one thing that I would like to display, and that is the lock-on. So locking on is something that you normally see in the Legends games, and it's here as well. I set it to switch, and what that means is when I press the lock-on button, it'll target something. I just need to press it once, press it again, it'll disengage. Basically that. Auto speaks for itself, and hold is you just hold the button to keep the lock engaged. This is much better for me. So with that, let's go ahead and get this run started, and we will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Alright, so I'm going to skip these cutscenes. These cutscenes are skippable for the most part, and text does come out all at once, meaning I don't have to scroll, which is great, but there are some unskippable in-game cutscenes, so we'll have to be mindful of that. I'm going to go ahead and go left so I can collect this safety extra 1-up right here that they intentionally left. We're going to go past these NPCs right here, and this here is Barrett. This is not Mega Man Volnut, because in the Prologue, we were supposed to be able to play as Barrett here, and the idea is the gameplay is after Legends 2. So Mega Man is stuck on a space station called Elysium, and so this story was supposed to tie the bridge and serve as a prelude where we're supposed to save Mega Man from Elysium, and so that's exactly what we're going to do today. Right now, though, this is Attack on Tiomo, the first of 4. Yes, 4 missions. This is a relatively short game, but it can be a bit difficult to make up for that short length. And the idea is that we have these Reaver bots, which I need to destroy the missile-shooting ones. There are 2 more after this one, and that'll be the mission. So what you just saw me do there was when Barrett's in close proximity to an enemy, he does punch them, and that's actually very useful, so I will try to do that, because then I can damage the eye bots without having to wait for the eye to open. Otherwise, they shoot missiles, and shooting them can create drops. There are refractor crystals, which serve as my SP recovery, which I can do this. That was a dive kick, which is one of Barrett's 2 special moves. That's particularly if you press the button in the air. The other one is a Hadouken shot, which you just saw that, but I just let it go close burst and stuff. Otherwise, the orange orbs serve as your health recovery items. Now, I just want this bot to go past me, because these guys are a bit tanky, and trying to take care of them would be a huge time waster. So you also have a dodge roll in this game. Ooh, but unfortunately I took a bit of damage, so I'm going to have to be a little careful. And hey, what would a Mega Man game be without Yoku blocks? So here we got these, but don't worry, this is the only time you'll see them. I'm just going to take this a little safe. I'm going to take care of those floating enemies, because their explosions actually can hurt Barrett. So I want to be a little careful here. I'm going to be better off mostly shooting this guy from afar, though. I'm going to try and see if I can't. There we go. Just wanted to get a big health up from that. So the blue gauge, that's my SP meter, and whenever I use a special move, that depletes. Otherwise, yeah, it's pretty simple as that. So let's just keep going. Okay, so I ran out of SP there. I didn't realize that. Oh well, we're just about done, and there we go. Mission complete. So I just got to skip through these text boxes, and right away I'm going to start explaining the next mission. So Barrett here is part of a group called a Garter. Barrett, excuse me. Listen to me talk. Barrett is a Garter. It's like a group, a gang group that uses what's called fly chasers instead of motorbikes. And there's a policewoman by the name of Denise. She's not too happy because we kind of piss her off with our friend Arrow, who is our navigator. And so she's going to try and junk us with this gigantic machine. And so mission 2 is just an entire boss fight. So let's go ahead, and there are 2 weak points. So this is Denise Cracks Down, and the idea is my gameplay is a little different, but the fly chaser can float down. I do not have my lock on though, and the idea is we got that little floating lamp by the grinder right there, as well as the cockpit. Now the light will eventually destruct, so it'll eventually rule 1 of 2 weak points out. And when Denise pops up and tosses a bomb, like an actual bomb, I can use Arrow's racket to deflect that back at her, and it'll do some nice damage. So let's hope we get that. So there it goes. There's a bomb. There we go. Perfect demonstration right there. Thank you, game. And here's another one. That's pretty lucky. But unfortunately, when she gets to half health, things speed up just a little, so I'm going to try and be just a bit careful, because anything can happen in a speed run, don't you know? But, yeah. So, Chair, what do you think so far?
I mean, it looks pretty great. Like, it's got all the classic style Mega Man vibes to it, while being fairly different.
Heck yeah. That's what I love so much about this game. I don't think anyone's ever really done like an 8-bit classic-styled Mega Man Legends game with Legends elements till this one. So that's why I knew this one deserved a bit of recognition. Because, like, I know that not a lot of people have to play the game, but it was just too good an opportunity to pass up, and this is actually one of my favorite things to have done back in 2021. And that's the boss. Mission complete. One nice little detail you'll know about Barrett's sprite, by the way, is if you look closely, the left side of his face has a metal plate on it. That's like part of his design, because, you know, Carbons, the human race in Legends, kind of have the ability to sort of add robotic parts or mechanical parts to them seemingly easily. And so whenever Barrett's sprite faces a certain direction, they don't flip it, but rather there's a dedicated one that shows the plating on the right side. So now we're going to move on to Mission 3, and this is a bit more like a traditional Mega Man level of sorts. And how it's going to work is I skipped the cutscene, but unfortunately our fly carrier kind of got pushed to the limit there, and so it kind of blew up. So what we're going to do then is, because Barrett is also a digger, which is basically one of the common occupations in the world of Legends, where diggers are treasure hunters, basically. We're going to these ruins to find a refractor crystal and hopefully sell it to get a new one, a new fly carrier. Now, you notice that throughout my movement, I've been generally holding the run button, which allows Barrett to go fast and also walk up walls for a bit. It's a really nice feature, and also a bit silly, too. And here, those were spikes, but don't worry, those are not instant kill. At least I don't think so on this difficulty. I've never really played on hard, if I had to be perfectly honest. But here's an enemy that's a bit familiar. How many of you have played Mega Man? How many in chat have played Mega Man 2 before? If so, you might find this mechanical doggo-like thing to be a bit familiar. Otherwise, these guys are a bit of a pain. Those are shield enemies. They're kind of like Sniper Joes, except when you try to shoot them, they actually hide away. So they're kind of smart like that. I'm going to stay here because my shots have better homing when I do so, but the fire breath from these guys can be a bit nasty. So Barrett has a dodge roll, and I may or may not have mentioned that you're invincible while doing so, but once you get out of it, you're vulnerable to damage, but you can chain it up properly that it's as if you're not taking damage at all. At this point, I actually have to wait, because then I gotta use the... Oh, that was unfortunate. I didn't mean to press that button. There we go. That was a mandatory dive kick section. That's the game actually teaching you that you can target enemies to get up to higher places that way. Now, I'm actually gonna farm for a health pickup, because I could take a safety... Actually, no, I will take a safety death. What am I thinking? But here we have a giant fish reaver bot that's under the water. And also, one thing that you'll not notice is more water, so let me just say it right now. If Barrett's underwater, he'll actually start to drown eventually, and that slowly decreases your health. So it's a really unique detail there. Definitely unlike most Mega Man gameplay. Anyway, here's the boss. And my friends, what's the first thing that you think of when it comes to notable characters in the Legends universe? The answer is the Bonds, and here we're going to face them in the Donner Whales. This is a mech that was supposed to show up in the Prologue demo and uses electricity, but this boss fight can be a bit tricky because you'll see for yourself with the moveset. Anyway, here we go. So whenever they do that charge attack, I'd like to use the dive kick. Really, the dive kick move can be used at any time to knock them down flat. Ooh, I was not prepared for that move though. Whenever I get hit by an electric move, it paralyzes me just a bit, which doesn't prevent me from moving, but it does slow me down. So I'm going to actually try and give myself a bit of serious time and let Cher do some announcements. So go ahead, Cher.
Alright, fair enough. Well, for one, I want to mention that you can use your free monthly Prime Gaming subscription right here on the ESA channel. If you do that, you will get the ESA emotes and several of the BSG emotes, and you get to support both of the events. And speaking of events, we also have the submissions open for BSG Annual 2022. This week-long event will run from 14th of August till the 21st of August. And yeah, since on-site has not completely been confirmed yet, you can select whether or not you wish to submit for online, on-site, or maybe even both if you're fine with showing up either way.
Absolutely, and I'm definitely going to give it a go. So, yeah, BSG Annual was a cool time. But anyway, let's try that again. Unfortunately, I did die there, and this boss is a little hard to handle sometimes, but hey, that's okay. I wasn't expecting this to be perfect, and that's totally cool. That was still some pretty good luck, though, for the most part. But yeah. Okay, here we go. So yeah, that little electric wave attack is usually the one thing that has gotten me when I first was, like, playing this game myself. So, yeah, you know, it's nice to see that I've gotten pretty used to that attack nowadays and stuff, but it's certainly something that can trip you up because you gotta dodge. That's a mandatory dodge roll right there you gotta do. But yeah, I will mention that there is one inherent danger to playing this game, though. So they kind of tried to make up for the short length with a bit of difficulty, and so you have traditional lives in this game, but there's also continues if you die. What that means is if you played Blaster Master on the NES, like the American version, you'll know that when you game over, you have like a limited amount of like game continues and stuff. That's basically what they did here, and I can understand why, but yeah, just a little something to be careful. And also, this run does use story mode for a good reason, because we just beat the Bonds. That's mission complete here for stage 3, and the last stage, yeah, I told you this game does not have a lot of levels. The last level is something you can only access by playing in story mode. There was a free mission mode you might have seen there, but unfortunately, as a bit of an incentive to play the story mode, they purposely put that within the story mode. But it's at this point that we're actually going to be going to Elysium. The serve bots, who we unfortunately had to skip, kind of picked up the refractor crystal and flooded the ruins. Barrett just so happened to grab onto the Donner Whale's mech arm, so Tron didn't necessarily save him, but hey, he's alive, so they brought him to Roll, and she's asking him to go to Elysium, test the rocket, and this final mission is going to be us trying to save Mega Man, Yuna, and Sarah. So this is going to be a bit of a gauntlet challenge. What I'm going to have to do with these upcoming rooms is there are Reaver bots, and I got to destroy all of them. These are obviously unique enemy types. Like, the game, that's actually one of the nice things about the game. Each level has a little something unique to it, and I kind of dig that. But, yeah, it all culminates to this one, and yeah, it's a bit of a learning experience, understandably so, but I like the design of these Reaver bots. I don't know which ones actually came from the games, though, because I'm not a Mega Man Legends fan expert. Or, sorry, I am a fan of Legends, but I'm not an expert. But yeah, so that bot I had to destroy all 4 arms to then get rid of this guy. We now got some dispenser bots, which are going to drop the common Reaver bot mooks, but they're on fire now. So if chat could get their fire emotes going, that would be great. Otherwise, yeah, just got to focus on the dispensers and not the bots. Come on, game. There we go. Alright, so And no worries about how much damage I'm taking, because once we get to the boss room, there's actually a really generous drop that I can pick up to make up for all of that. And I'll tell you what it is when we get there, because it's a really nice Mega Man reference in itself. But anyway, I'm gonna dodge roll through these lasers. I've never tried to see what happens when I go through them normally, but I'm assuming that the treasure chest disappears, and I don't want that. So here we have some spider-like bots, and I'm just gonna have to take care of them, but there's also this little floor reaver bot that tries to grab up Barrett, almost like a like if you played Legend of Zelda, which kind of fits the bill considering the Mega Man Legends games are kind of like Legend of Zelda games in 3D, so to speak. And they're really cool, so if you haven't played Legends, please do check them out. Oh, actually, that's not good. Yeah, I didn't want to show what happens when I get caught by the bot, but hey, that just happened. Marathon luck. I was a bit distracted too, admittedly. Oh no! Oh no, I can't get out of there. Yeah, that's another life lost. Oh well. Hey, let's try that again. So unfortunately, I don't have a checkpoint until I get to the boss room. So I'm gonna have to do all of that again. But hey, no problem. So I'd like to remind you all that this is the start of a little mini Mega Man block, and coming up is Kiwami with Mega Man 8. Definitely be sure to check that out, because Kiwami is not just an awesome runner, but Mega Man 8 is a very memorable game to me because it's one of the first classic games that I've ever experienced. For those that don't know, I actually grew up with the Battle Network anime, and that's how I learned about Mega Man in the first place. So I owe it to that, but Mega Man 8 certainly was like something of an introduction to me in the classic games. So yeah, definitely a very underrated speed game. Something that I know Killer Chair here it's a sentiment he shares as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm huge into the entire Mega Man franchise.
And Chair, I know that you yourself had been a speedrunner of 04, or the Zero games, which is really cool. I definitely need to make it a point to get myself to do that at some time or another, because I do have the Legacy Collection.
And the Legacy Collection actually just works quite well for the speedrun leaderboards as well, from what I gathered.
Yeah, I know that the Zero games have like their own leaderboard for the Legacy Collection edition, but ZX and ZX Advent are fair game.
Oh yeah.
And ZX Advent, with its remastered, or no, actually not even remastered, its original cutscenes and audio, it's just a treat. You guys, like, I would highly suggest the Legacy Collection for that alone. But anyway, let's try and get these guys again. This time I'm going to avoid the floor bot. And after I destroy these fellas, I don't have to take on the floor bot, which is good, because there's really no way to destroy it. Oh, that was a bit of an unintentional dive kick right there. Also, sorry about the repeated blaster fire. That's really the only... I mean, I guess I could punch it, but that's the only real safe way to take care of it. So let's go ahead into the boss room. I'm going to open this chest, and there's a Yashichi here, which is something that you get from the final Wily stage if you've played Mega Man 1. It's a really cool little reference. So here's the final boss. This is a tree-like Reaver bot that was showed up in concept art back when this game saw a sort of a crowdfunding-like process back in the day. Is actually like the way they intended to do Legends 3 was with a lot of fan output, not unlike a Kickstarter. In fact, it was, I guess you could almost call it like a precursor to video game kickstarting in a way. But yeah, this boss actually comes from some of the concept art as well. It's a bit tough, though, because it's actually sort of one of those story-driven bosses, meaning that I'm not going to be able to get this guy to 0 health as Barrett, but when I get him to half health, that's where the game essentially becomes free game, and you're all going to love this little treat. Ooh, I didn't want to get hit by the lightning, though. That's another paralyze effect, but it's okay. This is a boss that I also had a bit of trouble with back when I first started playing this game, especially casually. But yeah, this is going to take just a bit of time, so Chair, I'll give the floor to you once again.
Alright, let's talk about something along the lines of incentives, because we've got some incentives going on. I know for one there's a file name for the Dark Souls 3, which you know, it could go anyway still. You could still enter a new thing and just have a thing. I believe there is one that is going on, right? Yeah, there's two in there. One of them being ESA Plum and the other one Elden Ringo. Both great names, but if you feel like you're clever and you got something great going on, get a donation in, get your things going. Or, of course, donate to let's see, what was it? Kill the Great Serpent.
Oh yeah, that's a thing.
Still got a while away to go.
Yeah. But also, thank you to everybody donating, because Mind is just a wonderful organization. As someone who's had friends, some friends that have dealt with some mental health struggles, I very much appreciate being able to support organizations like these that try to make such struggles less so, because I want you all to know that no matter what or who you are, you matter, you're awesome, and you can be awesome in your own way, so never give up, my friends. With that, let's keep going. We should be close to the story trigger. Just a bit more. There we go. Alright, cool. So unfortunately, Barrett is going to get stunned by an attack, and it seems like all hope is lost. But then we have a mysterious savior coming our way. And that would just so happen to be... wait for it. Mega Man himself. So for the rest of this boss fight, I'm going to be playing as Mega Man Volnut, and his control style is a little different. No melee moves, but he does have a charge shot. And I will not have a finite amount of health for this, so time will be when I've finished off this boss's health entirely, and I can use a full charge shot to break the leg just as he did. So yeah, let's go ahead. I can also use mid-charge shots, not necessarily much of a difference per se. So now it's just a matter of a war of attrition, if you will, but in a really cool way. So, yeah, no, if you guys need like a reason to play this game, definitely for the ending, because it's just awesome. And hopefully we might have a little bit of time to show off the post-credits cutscene, but if not, that's totally cool. Let's see what happens, though. Alright, we're getting just a bit there. Alright, almost there. One charge. I'm gonna open up with a charge shot, do a half shot. Just a bit more. Ooh, this fella's trying to fight back. Oh, and if you didn't notice, you actually can fire some shots right under the feet. I mean, that's like the whole idea anyway. The charge shot for Volnut anyway. I wasn't thinking for a second there. Alright, and time. Let's go. That's a complete run, my friends. And with that, that is Mega Man Legends 3, the Prologue 2D version. Whew! What a game.
GG, very well done.
Thank you, thank you. This is definitely one of my favorite little pet projects to have done. So, for the ending cutscene, Barrett explains to Mega Man and everybody else, well, Yuna and Sarah, that is, what he's here for. He's going to rescue everyone. And, yeah, we're actually going to do what the game would have done in the first place, and that's get everyone back to Terra. So, yeah, no, this, if you were to play this game yourself, you would be able to see a little reunion cutscene happen, and it's the most wonderful thing. Like, you might have seen the image circulate around Google if you might have looked up Mega Man Legends 3 before. It's just beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and skip, see if I can't skip this cutscene, though. But yeah. Anyway, if you would like to try this speedrun for yourself, Get Me Off the Moon has a download link to the game on their Facebook, and I think they also shared the link after at some, like, I showed this game off at another live event late last year, and you can probably find that on their Twitter. It's free to get. You can play it in both English and Japanese. Like I said, I've just thought this was a really cool fan project that deserved a bit of its own screen time, and I would very much like to thank my friends at BSG for allowing me to show it off today. The leaderboard is fresh, and you can find it under the fan game section of MegaManRTA leaderboards.com. So yeah, just let me know if you'd like to give this a try, and I'd be happy to accommodate you in any way. If you'd like to check out my streams, I don't have a static schedule, but I do stream under TempestMask1000 here on Twitch. And yeah, no, just keep on being awesome, everybody. I think we'll just let this one play along because I actually can't skip through this dialogue here. Actually, there is one thing we could do. Give it a moment. So Barrett just punched Sarah unconscious because she was going to stay behind, and he knows that it's his mission to get everyone back home. So he's going to see to it that everyone gets back home. Barrett's a cool dude. Anyway, I do hope that one of these days we'll see a resurgence of Legends 3, but until then, I think this game is a wonderful stand-in. Alright, that's going to do it for me, though, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the marathon, and again, we got Kiwami coming up with Mega Man 8 very soon, so do stay tuned for that. But other than that, this is TempestMask1000, signing out. Ciao, Michi.
Alright, everybody. Yeah, thanks for the run, Tempest, and everybody stay tuned for many more cool runs coming up, and keep your donations coming on, and it's going to a great charity. See you around in a bit.